Hi everyone, my name is Dr. Joe Klein, and I'm your instructor for this class, Introduction to Communication Disorders, and I want to tell you a little bit about myself. I got into this field because I stutter. All through grade school and college, I was a very severe stutterer. It was really difficult for me to say anything at all without stuttering. Because of that, I started not participating in things that I would have liked to be a part of. I actually let my difficulty speaking choose my college major for me. I wanted to be a journalism major, but because in journalism I knew I would have to introduce myself, make phone calls, ask questions, and those were things that I was terrified of doing because of my stuttering. And so I ended up majoring in philosophy because in that department, for whatever reason, you really only had to read and write papers. There were very few presentations ever. Um, and so I didn't do all that well because I didn't really like philosophy and wasn't really interested in it. Um, so I majored in something that I didn't really even like or care about because of my stuttering, which was no good. Just kind of backing up a little bit, I had therapy when I was younger and in high school, but it really all just focused on speech mechanics, and my stuttering was just too severe for that. Finally, after college, I got involved in a much more holistic program, which not only worked on my speech, but also took into account feelings and my beliefs about stuttering and about talking. I'd had a lot of negative speaking situations and speaking encounters because of my stuttering. And so I was really negative about my ability to speak and how I thought others were going to view my speech. And all of those feelings and beliefs had to change in order for me to be able to change myself, my speech, and move forward. So I started speaking more easily, feeling a little bit better about how I spoke, and I went from taking a job after college that required no speaking, basically just an office job, to taking a job as a customer service representative for an insurance company where I was on the phone 40 hours a week. And in 3 months, I was the one training new employees, which crazy to me. I was still stuttering. I'm not fluent. I happen to be pretty fluent right now, I think, but I have days, I have hours where I have a lot of stuttering. So while I was working in this job, I was still stuttering, but not really severely, and I was able to move through my moments of stuttering. And I was able to be really good at my job. And at that point, I knew that my speech therapist had made a really profound impact on me, and on not just my speech, but on my whole life. I knew at some point then that that's what I wanted to do. That if I could really help people the way that he helped me, I mean, what a great thing. And to be able to get paid for that would be incredible, no matter how much work I had to do or what I had to do. Um, so this was when I was about 23, I guess. Had never taken a speech pathology class in my life. Um, I was living in Philadelphia and got accepted into the pre-professional classes at the University of South Alabama in Mobile. Um, so I took a year of undergrad courses, and then applied for grad school, and they had a program where you could go straight through and get your PhD, which I do not recommend for anybody to ever do that, but that's what I did. So I ended up getting a PhD in communication disorders with an emphasis in stuttering. Um, my first job was at the College of St. Rose in Albany, New York, where I got to work as a therapist and a supervisor for lots and lots of people who stutter. And then in 2010, my family and I moved down here to Boone, North Carolina, and I started working at Appalachian State University, and have really loved it. What a great school, and what a great place to raise a family. It's incredible. Um, I have a wife and 4 children. Um, and 2 dogs and a cat, and we live in a great log cabin up here in Boone. Um, so that's who I am. This week I'm going to get all of you to introduce yourselves, but we'll have more information about that soon. Okay, now look a little bit about the class. Please read the book. It's important for every class you'll take, but it's especially important for online classes. I need you to really immerse yourself in this class. And for an online class, that means not only listening to the lectures and studying the PowerPoints, but also really reading the book. The textbook will be your very best resource in this class and really in whatever class you take. So some advice I have is to read your textbooks in all your classes. I know they're hard to read and they're not fun to read and it's a pain. But not only will you learn the information about the subject at hand, but you'll also be learning how to write like professionals in that field by reading the writing of those professionals in that field. And finally, it will help you to do well in whatever class it is. Um, and no matter how silly the class is. So this really is the best advice I have on any subject. Maybe the only good advice I have is that the best thing to practice in life is success and happiness. Even if you are in, like I said, the dumbest class ever, which won't be this class, practice success. Each and every moment of our lives, we're practicing success or failure, effort or laziness, happiness or sadness. Practice what you want in life and you will have it. If you want success and happiness, practice being successful, practice being happy. All right, I'm off my soapbox. I look forward to getting to know you this semester, and I hope you enjoy the class. Please feel very free to email me with any questions or comments about the class, and let's have a great semester.